Hey guys, you're here with Faye, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do this. We're going to be laying on some hair to this clown. Not this one, another one, because this one's already done. Products that we're going to be using today is hair, and I found this anime wig online. It's already been cut a little bit, as you can see, but it comes with these really already sewn in layers. And I'm basically just cutting each layer off. And when I say cutting, I don't really mean like scissor cutting. I mean, I'm using this little tool right here. It's a de-threader, I think is what it's called. It's a sewing tool. But we're going to be using that to cut off the extra thread, to cut off the extra thread from it being sewn in to the wig. And then we're going to cut it off, so we just have the layers to work with, and then we're going to work with the layers to adhere to our clown's face.
Yes!
So we've got the hair, we've got the mask, and then we're going to be using, there's a couple ways that you can be doing this. Usually I work with contact cement, which cannot work inside. I did that and it was not a good time, I'll tell you what. There's a couple of different methods that you can use. You can use contact cement. Hopefully you're using it outside in an open area because that stuff is crazy. Or what I'm going to be using today is a method that I learned on Distortions, and we're going to be using 100% silicone. Right there. And it is clear silicone. You want it to be clear. Just make sure you have it clear. So 100% pure silicone. I'm going to be using some gloves and then just putting it on layer by layer, and I'll show you guys how to do that. We've got our wig. This is the anime wig I was telling you about. It's super fun. I've cut most of it off though, so you can't really see how it looks. You can see a little bit how it looks. But yeah, this is the wig that I did get, and I've just been cutting off the little layers. Well, first what I'll show you is how I take off the hair so I can have these nice little thin layers.
Wow.
We're gonna get in, let's pick this area right here. And I'm holding this part with my pinky so I have some tension. And then we're just gonna cut right in here. Just going from the front to the back so we can get this excess. I'm making sure not to hit the thread from the actual sewn part of the hairline. I'm only doing the part that makes the wig a wig, right? This is pre-made. This already has the silicone in the little layers. We're going to first fold over to see what size we want this. We're going to want it to match this guy, which is about 3 inches. Measure this. Alright, that is almost perfect. It's good enough for government work. And then we're just going to make sure that it reaches the end. You see how it has this little excess part? I'm going to go ahead and cut that off and use that later.
Wow.
This stuff's great because it comes out super, super thick. And I'm just going to line it up to where I had that fold and then just go one on one. And I'm kind of doing it above the little sew line into the hair so the hair makes sure to be nice and stuck together. We're going to fold this over. And when you're folding, you want to make sure that it is aligned with that back hair. You don't want any parts sticking out like this guy was. Alright, close that up. And I believe, I mean, in my experience last time, the silicone took a little bit to dry. It's not going to be like super glue where it's instant. So on this part, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the completely untouched hair. There we go. Hold a nice strong base by holding both sides. how the lines are all pretty even. It's still not dry, so I'm going back and just making sure that they are even and nothing's sticking out of where it's supposed to. And we're going to leave this to the side and do our next one. Now the fun part, we are going to attach the hair to the mask. This part should be easier because you already pre-glued these guys together. Yes. I'm just going to start it right at that little corner. One reason why I decided to go with the silicone instead of contact cement, well, one is because I watched Ed on Distortions, and he makes everything look easy when it comes to prop making and mask making. But silicone is a lot thicker, obviously, than, I don't know if you've ever used contact cement or not, but it's a lot thicker. And I feel like I have more control with it. And I'm all about control with making masks because I want it to look the way I want it to look. Alright, so I'm doing a nice big chunk. I know that I'm going to do 2 of these on each side and then a little baby layer of just clean hair. We're going to put our first part towards the back, and if there's like any seams or anything, aim that part towards the back. And I'm making sure that it doesn't overlap the back side of the mask, just because I think that looks pretty. We're going to silicone this guy up. And then we're going to add our second layer. I'm making sure to get this part of the silicone in the hairs and the little fibers because they'll attach a lot better. We're just going to cut off the hair itself as we glue it back onto the mask. So I let this dry just a little bit. It's still a little tacky, but we're going to put some more silicone on. And what we want to do is we want to hide these edges, these seams. We don't want that to be on the mask because I don't think it'll look as pretty. So we're just going to put a nice dollop of silicone all on the edge. I like to use this guy right here. So we're going to get our hair, and I usually just get the smaller pieces that I can't really use for anything, and then we just cut it off. Now originally I would have done this whole thing by cutting off these hairs and just gluing it on like this, but I do not want to put this on the wig, on the silicone that we just put. We're just smearing the hair into the silicone. There you go. It's all nice and in, and hopefully that stuff dries super clear. I'm gonna kind of get all these excess hairs back and tucked down in the glue before it dries. Because I want it to look prettier. I mean, I don't know how pretty this can really look because it's a terrifyingly murderous clown. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, share it with a friend. Subscribe and follow. And as always, check you later.